Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the When in Doubt podcast. It has been a hot minute, and we are sorry about that. We have been swamped. We have been very busy with the amount of, all the things that come with moving to college. That there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that, and I don't think I was fully aware of all that comes along with that, with how busy life gets really quickly. So I was expecting we're going to be able to show up and just start pumping out content. Not quite like that, but with that being said, we finally have gotten settled in, and we are ready to start Season 2 of the When in Doubt podcast. Let's clap it up for Episode 1, Season 2. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the When in Doubt podcast. Season 2, Episode 1. We got Hayden,
Noah,
and Gavin.
We did bring, it's funny because in the last episode we were talking about how Noah wasn't going to be on the podcast that much anymore, and yet here he is in the first episode of Season 2.
Hello.
So he made the trip to come visit us and happened to be here, so we're like, we should probably film a podcast. And it happens that me and Gavin haven't gotten around to filming the first one, so here he is. He probably won't be a regular as much anymore, but he is here for Season 2, so we are excited about that. With that being said, another exciting thing that's going on right now, coming up, is the NFL season. We got fantasy football drafts kicking off. There's a lot of that going on right now.
Let's go.
Preseason, is ending right about around now and heading into the actual season. So we got our statistics boy over here on the far left, Gavin. My far left, your far right.
Started
he's
the
gonna,
episodes again.
Yeah, we're
First
gonna.
on my left, you're right.
Yeah.
Great start.
We're gonna send it over to Gavin, who's gonna start us off with some of the big moves in the offseason of the NFL, and we're gonna kind of talk about what we think about those moves and how they change that team, how that team's gonna perform this year, that sort of thing. And we'll kind of just piggyback off of that. We'll probably talk about some fantasy picks, who we think are gonna be good this year, maybe some team names that we think are funny. I don't know. We're gonna see where it goes, but it's definitely very NFL themed for the first episode. What did we do for our first episode of season 1?
Talked about our boys trip.
Oh, it was trip. But one of our
and
NFL, because I was gonna say this is calling it back because we did this in episode 1 last time. All
Yeah,
right.
We haven't even talked about our second boys trip yet.
No, we haven't.
Got to do that.
Oh yeah, we do.
Too.
Oh yeah, sorry. So continue. NFL, Gavin.
All right, so the first big move that I have here is the Falcons signing Kirk Cousins for a 4-year, $180 million deal.
This was crazy, and then they drafted another quarterback too.
Yeah.
They were their first round pick. They drafted another quarterback.
It's ridiculous.
Slightly confused, but
Not slightly.
I mean,
very confused.
I was putting it mildly.
They've kind of been building their team up a little bit, so I feel like Kirk Cousins is gonna be that final piece. Falcons might be pretty good this year.
Okay. I mean,
Really?
No, I don't know about
I mean, think about their new running back, Bijan Robinson. Kind of been.
I mean, yeah, he's really good, but I mean, who's he gonna throw to? Bijan Robinson?
Who's he gonna throw to? Bijan Robinson?
I feel like it'll just help the team.
I mean, yeah,
it's definitely gonna help him, but
if you're putting so last year they had 7 wins, 10 losses.
That's just off the top of your head, right? Because you
definitely just off the top of my head
of
because I'm that kind of guy with the NFL.
Uh-huh.
No, they had 7 wins, 10 losses last season. They were 3rd in the NFC South. I mean, I think that luckily the NFC South is pretty bad, so I think that they do have a chance, and I think Kirk could definitely help that because I feel like Kirk has the odd ability to win games he shouldn't win. I had this conversation with my dad actually a bit ago about when he was with the Vikings. It felt like that one season where they were the top. They were winning every game by I remember looking it up and their margin of victory, their average margin of victory was literally 1.7 points. That was their average.
They were all one-score games.
It was literally.
I think they won 11 one-score games.
Out of all their games, they literally. That's exactly what I was talking about.
Yeah.
And it's Kirk Cousins. He never makes you feel comfortable, but somehow he always
gets it done.
Yeah, he just gets it done in the end almost every time, which was really impressive. So I'm wondering if the Falcons need that, considering with 7 wins, 10 losses last season, they're right on that verge of. I mean, the top 2 teams were the Buccaneers and the Saints with 9 wins, 8 losses. They were only 2 behind, and their team was bad. All those teams were not that good.
No, absolutely not.
So the Panthers are a joke. So I mean, I think the Falcons might be the favorite in the NFC South, which is kind of crazy to say. but I think they might be.
Yeah, I feel like they are. As far as I'm aware, I don't think any of the other teams really can compete with the Falcons anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
But then again, like a lot of teams can compete with the Falcons. It's just
It's
not in that division.
Honestly, the NFC South is going to be really close all around. All the teams are like average, and it's just going to be a bunch of close battles with like one-score games. I just know it. That's just how it's going to be.
Yeah,
especially with Kirk.
It's going to come down to like the one team that shouldn't make the playoffs,
Yeah.
and then like there's a wild card team that should have been in, but instead because they didn't win a division, it's goofy.
That's how it'll be. All right,
Yep.
Gavin, next.
The Bills trading Stephon Diggs
Yeah.
to Texans.
Crazy.
This was so
Not
sad.
only that, they traded him a 6th-round pick and a 5th-round pick just for a 2nd-round pick.
That's like insane.
The Texans are going to be ridiculous.
They really are. The Texans are going to be really, really
so
good.
I feel like Diggs, though, is kind of like not as good as he used to be. So I feel like he's not going to add too much value to their team as a whole.
That's a hot take.
That is a very hot take.
He had a rough season.
I'm not
last year. He wasn't
saying
that
he's
good.
going to be like the best receiver in the league, but he's also like one of the best receivers in the
I mean,
league.
he's a.
Oh yeah,
he's
no, I'm
a
not saying
top-
he's bad, but I'm saying
He's a top 20
been going
receiver in the league.
like
Oh, I was going to say top 15.
he's been really going down in his performance.
I mean, yeah, but also Josh Allen. Was Josh Allen good last year? I don't even remember.
He's good everywhere.
He was
Well,
really good last year.
Okay. Like fantasy wise or play
all around
all-around
wise.
wise?
He's always really, really good.
True. I'm wondering, like, for the perspective of the Bills, how is that going to change their? Because they're in a tough. The AFC
Bills
East.
are in a tough spot.
On the other hand, the AFC East.
I mean, Josh Allen is probably their best wide receiver. I mean, let's be really.
Well, it's gonna whee, throw it down the field, run down there, catch it.
Yeah.
Not only that, they also got rid of they don't have Gabe Davis anymore either, who was their wide receiver.
They got rid of
too.
their receivers. So now.
Yeah. Who even is their wide receiver one? I don't even know. We don't know. But
Well,
That's a good question.
with that being said, the AFC East, unlike the NFC, what were we talking about before the NFC South? Unlike the NFC South, the AFC East, the top 3 teams are all going to be really good. I mean, it's Bills, Dolphins, Jets. If Aaron Rodgers can stay healthy, the Jets are going to be really good. And they were already somehow decent with literally no quarterback last year.
Yeah.
And then the Dolphins are, of course, going to be good. I mean, when you have Tyreek Hill and Tua, of course you're going to be good. And then the Bills. I mean, with Josh Allen, once again, you're going to be good, even if he doesn't have anybody to throw it to. So, honestly, I think the Jets might win it, though. I think...
like the Super Bowl?
No, the AFC East.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know, it's like if
That's going to be another fun
if
one.
Aaron Rodgers can find a wide receiver like Devontae Adams in that Jets core, he's going to be able to put up numbers, and I know that.
So their wide receiver number 1 is this guy named Khalil Shakir. This is his 3rd year. He played for Buffalo twice. They also got a rookie. This rookie I heard about, Keon Coleman. He's supposed to be really good.
Okay.
So I feel like he's gonna. They have Curtis Samuel as well. He just came from Washington. So they might actually have a decent.
I think the
receiver.
AFC East is going to be really fun to watch this season. I mean, the
I
Bills...
mean, other than the Patriots.
Well, yeah, the Patriots.
Sorry, Bill Belichick.
I'm
Your
not
team
even,
sucks.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I've just kind of canceled out the Patriots. They just don't even count. I mean, they're gonna be.
Yeah.
They probably will be the worst or the second worst team in the NFL.
Isn't it kind of amazing, though, that, like, it's... Obviously, it's been a couple years, but, like, we're finally past the Tom Brady...
Yeah.
Like, I remember when I was, like, I don't know, 7, like, looking at that division, like, I didn't even see how it was going to be possible any time in the future, how the Patriots weren't going to win the division every single year.
100%.
And it's finally over. And it's
crazy.
amazing.
Yeah, it is ridiculous. I mean, if I go back, dude, I mean, it's just ridiculous.
They're so good.
I mean, I go back to 2015, 2016 season.
You want a fun fact about Tom Brady?
It's just ridiculous.
There was never a single game, there was never a single snap Tom Brady played without mathematically being eliminated from the playoffs.
What?
Every single snap Tom Brady played in his entire career, there was always a mathematical chance the Patriots, or whatever team he was on, could be in the playoffs.
Wow. That is... I didn't know
Every
that.
single snap.
Honestly, not surprised, though.
Is that not crazy?
That is ridiculous, but I'm not surprised. Which the crazier part is that I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Jeez. I mean, yeah, that era of football. I mean, Tom Brady is
crazy.
just. I mean, he's one of those quarterbacks where it's like, when he's on the field, he's one of those teams you just never want to run into. I mean, you just never in any situation. If you
it's like
give
playing
him,
the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yes,
it doesn't matter where you're playing or
100%.
what
If
the
you
seed
give
they
him
are.
a chance, if you give him the football and you put him on a team with some guys who can even run around and maybe don't even have arms, but can just like somehow like catch it, like somehow like he'll just put it in your chest, they're probably gonna win. Like it's just ridiculous. So yeah, that AFC East will be fun, and there's some big moves. I don't even know how we started talking about the AFC East because we didn't even mention the AFC South. The Texans were really good last year. Young QB. I mean, they're going to be ridiculously good. They just got better. I mean, I think the Texans have a legit shot to win the Super Bowl this year, which is crazy to say. And they're really young.
Been to the Super
I know.
Bowl either, so this is definitely a real chance for them.
They're young and they're good. And the Titans fell off fast, which is crazy because once again, it's like I remember when there was a time in the AFC South where I was like, yeah, there's no way the Titans don't win that division. And now they're at the bottom. Yep. So, crazy.
That's how that works.
All right, moving on.
This is kind of a big one. The Broncos trading Jerry Jeudy to the Browns.
Yeah.
He's not a huge wide receiver, but he was, like,
was
for the Broncos, he was a good wide receiver.
I mean, the Broncos were horrible.
Yeah.
I mean, they were as Russell Wilson would say, they were not riding. They were the Broncos country was not riding at all. Never rode once, actually. They were really bad. And I don't know how or why, because I feel like I don't know. Like, what happened to Russell Wilson? What happened? Like, is he just
after he filmed that video, he just kind of dropped off?
Is he just not good anymore? Like as a quarterback, or was it the place? Did he just not work well with the Broncos coaching system, the coaching scheme with the wide receivers, or what was it? Because him on the Seahawks was a menace. He was really good. He was a beast. He annoyed the crap out of me for a long time on the Seahawks, and then he came to the Broncos, and it was a joke. Literally became a joke.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, that's. I mean, the Browns are gonna once again another team that for so long was so bad. Browns are gonna be good.
Yeah, Browns they're good.
I mean, they are good, and they're going to just get better.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they do have the Ravens, who are obviously going to be really
incredible.
Good. Yeah, the Ravens are. I mean, I would say you can't bet against the Chiefs, but if I was going to bet against the Chiefs, I'd probably pick the Ravens. But then again, I don't know. I think it's tough. All right, got any more, Gavin?
Not any more big moves, but just some players to look at. I was like. First off, Aaron Rodgers on the Jets.
Yep.
He was supposed to have his big debut last year, and he
played more than 4 snaps.
Yeah, and I think that'll be interesting to look at. I don't know if he's gonna, because he's coming back from what, like ankle injury? Or was it?
Oh, what was it? No, it was a torn
Achilles.
Yeah, that was it. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Torn Achilles.
And I don't know if he's gonna have a good season with the Jets. I mean, they've got a solid team. I feel like it could go well, but I mean, coming back from a year-long injury.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna say a hot take right now, and I might get hated on for this. And you can blame me for me riding Aaron Rodgers because I am a Packers fan and I will always be an Aaron Rodgers fan because how can I not be? But honestly, this is probably a crazy take. Maybe it's not as crazy as I think in my head, but I genuinely think Aaron Rodgers is one of the most talented, just purely talent-based quarterbacks of all time. And I don't even like purely just based off of talent. Like if we just went like pure
Name one
straight
Bears quarterback that was better than him.
Yeah, if we just went
Mitch Trubisky, Justin Fields.
If we just went straight
Jay
pure
Cutler.
talent,
Forgot about Jay Cutler.
Jay Cutler. How could you forget?
How could we?
No, if you just went off of pure talent, I genuinely think Aaron Rodgers
not all of our teams can
is a top 5 most talented quarterback of all time. Like genuinely.
Let me say though, Bears.
That might be a little crazy.
No,
but,
it's
I mean,
not.
The talent
it's not.
is...
He's so his ability to have the power to throw, to know where to throw the ball. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. He doesn't have the clutch Tom Brady has. He doesn't have that clutch, which really sucks because I honestly think he should probably have just as many Super Bowls as Tom Brady. But he's so
7.
He has no clutch. He can't clutch in the playoffs. He's had so many chances to make deep runs with good teams, with Jordy Nelson, with Devontae Adams, and he can't do crap because he's not clutch. He does what he needs to do. He has all the talent in the world, yet he just doesn't clutch.
Yeah.
And my question is for him on the Jets. We know he has the talent. I mean, he was an MVP in 21, was it? Or 22? It was only like 2 years ago, right?
21.
Or was it 21? I don't know. He was an MVP just a few years ago.
Yep.
And I really don't think that that's going to leave that quick. And I think he still is going to have it. The question is, can he clutch once in his career? Well, I mean, he did once. Can he do it twice? Because I genuinely think the Jets.
And then can he do it 6 more times?
Yeah, no.
No,
not anymore. He's way too old. I mean, if he would have been doing that since when he started, like 3 years into the Packers, and would have actually started to be clutch like Tom Brady did, he could have done it. He genuinely could have because he has that talent, but he just didn't. He couldn't do it. And I'm wondering with him with the Jets, will he be able to finally show that he's clutch? I don't know.
Since you're talking hot takes about your favorite team, I'll talk hot takes about
my favorite team is not the Jets.
Okay, you're me riding the Green Bay's #1 quarterback for like 10 years.
Bro,
But
it's not even
the Bears, and Noah's hating on the Bears. They actually have a good
The
setup
Bears
this year.
have a decent team.
They got
They'll find a way
the
to be bad.
rookie quarterback again.
They will find a way.
Well,
to
they
be
have
bad.
Caleb Williams.
Don't they have Keenan Allen now too?
Yeah, they have.
They've always had a good defense, and okay,
Always.
Which Bears team are you watching?
they have a pretty good defense.
No, I will admit.
They have a top 32 in the league.
On paper, the Bears should be decent this year, but I would put money on it that they'll find a way.
I
to
genuinely
suck.
think it's a problem with their offensive coach.
I
Because
think it's a problem with the coaches.
Yeah.
It is
The Bears
have a
a
good
decent team, but their coaches are terrible.
Yeah,
Hayden could quit college and start coaching the Bears and do better than the Bears coaches.
exactly. They're getting into situations where they have good players, they have a good team, they create a good team, but then they're calling plays and their play strategy is horrible.
3rd and 25. Jet sweep
Run it-
across the
yeah.
side.
Or run it with Justin Fields down the middle. Like
Oh yeah.
they always they do not understand the strategy of football, and they always get dogged on because every team knows what play they're going to do. They are consistent in a bad way. They are predictable, and they do not have that element of surprise. Everyone knows they're going to try to do a trick play. They're never going to think we're going to run on 3rd and 20. No, because they're not. They think you're not psychotic, and they run on 3rd and 20 and never make it.
Yeah.
Can I say something else too? I know the Packers don't have the nicest colors. Like I'm aware of that.
At least you can admit
I
that.
joke all the time where it's like the Packers get together, like, what color should our team be? And somebody got food poisoning and threw up, and everyone's like, that's what we should do. But the Bears jerseys are disgusting. Can we be real about that? I mean, like,
Yeah.
Have you seen the Bears
watching the
uniform?
Bears, like, because we live in Wisconsin.
The new whiteout
when-
jerseys are sick.
The
but
new whiteout ones are nice, but when you have to walk, like we live in Wisconsin, so if the Packers aren't on, we're watching the Bears. And when I say we're watching, we're stuck with the Bears. We have no other option but to watch the Bears on just like cable TV,
Yeah.
right? And it's terrible. It's like no thing. And then for some reason, we'll also have to be forced to watch like the Steelers. You know what I
You're
mean?
telling me none of these jerseys look sick.
The white
The white
one,
one is
it
dope.
looks very nice.
The orange one looks like a traffic cone.
Okay, the orange one's not the best, but they're
The
they're
blue ones
blue.
are- no.
Their blue and white are insane.
No, the white's cool. The blue is not.
No, it's terrible. It's all terrible. The
Okay,
Bears,
this is a
in
lot
general,
coming from a Packers.
The
fan.
Bears are one of my 2 most hated teams: the Patriots and the Bears.
I don't know.
I hate the Bears.
I hate the Bears just because
All
I
right,
hate the Bears.
while we're talking about this, coolest team uniform.
Are we doing like only original jerseys, or are we doing like color rush jerseys? Like
Sure, color rush, whatever.
I-
Coolest
honestly,
uniform you've
I
seen from
feel-
an NFL team.
The one that comes to mind right away is the Chargers uniforms with like the bright blue and the yellow, like all the way down.
Mhm.
That's really really nice.
Wait, I want
I also really like the Lions color rush jersey where it's just solid blue all the way down. You know what I don't like? The shiny pants that the Cowboys wear. Can we please get rid of the shiny pants?
I like the old school Buccaneers cream, like the cream colored. You know what I'm talking about?
Like the light brown.
No, it's not red. Buccaneer. I want to look up it.
What's the other one? I mean, whenever I play Madden, I usually play with the Bills just to run with Josh Allen, and their all red jersey is also kind of nice.
Yeah, let's say my favorite is probably either the Bills or the Dolphins.
Ooh, the Dolphins.
The Dolphins
have.
I really like
too.
their jerseys.
Yeah.
I don't know what the term like.
Honestly, the Rams too. The Rams have.
Oh, I do like the Rams, too.
Their helmets are really fun to look at.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right, well, let's move on. So, I mean, we kind of already talked about a lot of like the teams and like the different divisions. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be ridiculous again. Ravens are one of the favorites, of course. Texans are going to be good. The AFC East was going to be fun to watch. We talked about that. The Cowboys will be good throughout the whole season. They'll choke in the playoffs like they always do. Eagles, they're going to be really good. Giants and Commanders are a joke. 49ers are really good. Probably should win the whole thing.
They should have won last year.
They should have. They definitely should have won last year. Rams were surprisingly good last year. Seahawks and Cardinals. I think the Cardinals could surprisingly get a lot better this season.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's back full
Yeah.
time now, so.
Yeah, if he's not playing Cobb, that is.
Yeah.
I think the Packers, like even as a Packers, I think the Packers and the Lions are going to be fun to watch. They're both going to be really good. I think they both can make deep playoff runs. I mean, Packers are super young and got better. Lions are finally good after a long time of being bad.
Yeah.
And I think both those teams can make a run. And the NFC South, I don't know. I really don't know what to tell you in that division.
Yeah, that's a rough division.
Okay, with all that being said, we're going to start to wrap things up. But as we wrap things up, there's one more thing I want to do. There's a lot of fantasy stuff going on right now. Fantasy football drafts, a lot of them already happened. A lot of them are coming up soon. And I understand we don't want to give too much away because we actually have a fantasy football draft coming up literally tomorrow. But with that being said, I looked up the ESPN PPR top 300 cheat sheet, and I'm going to just kind of start from the top. And I want you guys.
All 300?
No.
I go through like the top
just a top, just a top few.
Ish.
Like kind of when we, I feel like it's not worth it anymore. And I'm going to go through the top few-ish, and I want you guys to tell me where you think the list is wrong and where you think other people should stack up.
Yeah.
We're talking PPR league?
Yeah, PPR league.
Okay.
So, number 1 overall, Christian McCaffrey. Do we agree?
Yes.
This is the universal first.
I agree.
First pick.
Okay,
Yeah,
number
because-
2, I think it already gets shaky. Bijan Robinson.
Here's my hot take
Number
on
2?
PPR leagues.
Yeah.
If you have a running back who can catch the ball, think about your running back slot. You can only put running backs in your running back slot,
Yeah.
But if you have a running back who can catch the ball and score you high amounts of points, like amounts that are like in typical on average in a PPR league, running backs score less than wide receivers.
Yeah.
So if you can get a running back to put in your running back slot that scores as much as a wide receiver, that is going to be better than picking one of the best wide receivers. Because think about the top 10 running backs score less than the top 10 wide receivers, then they start going down faster than the wide receivers. Because
Yeah.
there's more wide receivers in the league than there are running backs. You want to get a good running back more than you want to get a good wide receiver early on in the draft.
Okay.
For that reason.
Yeah.
So is that you saying you agree Bijan Robinson?
I think
number
Bijan
2?
Robinson is number 2. He's like
Yes,
we talked about him before with the Falcons.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's just been insane. His rookie year was it his rookie year last year?
Yeah.
Or was that 2 years ago?
Yeah, that was last year.
That was last year. Yeah, he was insane.
Yeah,
Like, he
he
played
should
really
be
well.
number 2, but Brees Hall should not be number 3.
So yeah, number 3, Brees Hall.
Yeah.
I think Brees Hall should be a little bit lower, just like 5 or 6.
I don't know. I think here's my thought about it. I don't know the New York Jets offense like that well. I don't know their offensive coordinator, their coach, like what they like to do. But when you have Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback, you're going to be throwing the ball a lot because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
So with that being said, it kind of makes me think like, okay, Brees Hall, how is Brees Hall that high when they have? Why am I blanking? What's their wide receiver 1? The Jets wide receiver 1. Why am I blanking on his name? I literally didn't you pick him, Gavin?
Matt
This morning?
LaFleur.
What?
No.
Garrett Wilson. Garrett
Wilson's pretty good.
And I feel like, honestly, I think Garrett Wilson's probably going to get more points this season than Brees Hall. And I don't know if that's a
Yeah.
crazy hot take, but I think it's just because if the Jets start running offense similar to what the Packers did for so long, which is rely on Aaron Rodgers so much, you're not going to be handing the ball off that much. So I don't think Brees Hall should be number 2. I think or number 3.
Yeah,
I think he should be
feel
lower.
Like he should be at number 5.
Who do you guys think the number 3 should
I
be?
would say top 5 would go Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson, Tyreek Hill, CeeDee Lamb, Brees Hall.
Okay, so you think Tyreek is
I
more
think
CD?
I think CeeDee
Yeah.
Lamb and Tyreek Hill could go either way. I think this season specifically, CeeDee Lamb is supposed to do really good. He's gonna have a great year. So I mean, I think that top 5 is really good. I just think CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill could go either way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think
Like in my draft today, I think Tyreek Hill got picked before CeeDee Lamb, and I was honestly surprised by that. Like if I had to pick right now between CeeDee Lamb and Tyreek Hill, I would probably pick CeeDee Lamb.
okay.
Just because you got Tyreek Hill, who's he on he's still on the Dolphins, yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
And they just have a really good offense all around. And then you have CeeDee Lamb. Cowboys don't have a great offense. It's really just CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott. They're connecting all the time, so CeeDee Lamb's getting a lot of yards,
I don't know. I think
a lot of touchdowns.
I think
So,
my
like-
I think my way to put it is I think Tyreek Hill can have a lot more big explosive games. I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying CeeDee Lamb can't. He will. I mean, CeeDee Lamb's obviously going to have
CeeDee Lamb
random.
is going to have more
Yeah.
of like... He's going to be more like Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra
no.
St. Brown is a very, very solid pick.
Yeah, he's
going to
reliable.
get
He's
you
gonna be
like
so
a very
reliable.
solid
Yes.
game, but he's not going to like go crazy
Yes,
a lot.
Tyreek
But-
Hill will have games where I'm not even kidding. He will put up 50 to 60 points.
Oh yeah,
And-
I literally saw a
and-
picture on the phone the other day where he had like I think 200 yards and 2 touchdowns and like 8 catches
Yep.
at halftime.
Yeah, and
So-
that'll happen multiple times this year. And CeeDee Lamb probably won't do that as much, but at the same time, there will be games where Tyreek Hill has 1 touchdown and 2 receptions, for the entire game and ends up with 15 points, and CeeDee Lamb will end up with 33 points every game consistently throughout the entire year.
33.
Maybe not that.
Yeah.
But he scores higher consistently.
Yeah, I think he scores higher
there you go.
consistently.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Okay,
So we
so-
agree
oh.
with Christian McCaffrey, Bijan, and then Tyreek and CeeDee Lamb kind of be switched around. Then do we think Breece Hall is 5, or do you think Amon-Ra St. Brown is 5?
So I'd put Amon-Ra St. Brown at 5. I don't know.
I
enough
would
about Breece
agree with
Hall.
no on this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Breece-
if I'm picking in fantasy players, I'm not picking Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, Saquon Barkley. I'm not.
I took Breece
I'm not
Hall a couple
picking
years
any of
ago. I don't know if it was last year or 2 years ago, and he had high hopes for the season, and he busted really bad, and I think that just kind of turns me away from him a little bit. And I know he's supposed to have an insane year this year. Jets are kind of a really good team. Like you guys have been saying with the Bears, they're a good team on paper, but sometimes they just aren't able to perform,
Sometimes.
and that's what kind of scares me.
Okay.
Jonathan. So, all right. So moving on, we'll go down to number 7. This is where we get into the range of people that feels like they should be higher up, but they're not. You got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Those two guys. I mean, they're.
I don't get how
electric.
Justin Jefferson is still this high.
No, I don't get how Jamar Chase is this high. I had him last year. He sucked.
Oh, well, that's not true. But he definitely was not.
He was
top.
not.
I feel like the thing with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase, they're one of those not consistent but big game players. So they'll have those big games. They don't really consistently score high though. They go up and down all the time.
I'm gonna have to strongly.
I would have to say Justin Jefferson's a little more consistent than Jamar Chase in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, if he had a quarterback. Now he doesn't have Kirk
now
Cousins.
that brings
he
his
doesn't
value
have
down a lot.
J.J. McCartney, who just got injured
McCarthy, yeah.
a month ago, and
Yeah,
he's out
he's
for
out
the
for the
season. So who even is the Vikings quarterback?
I don't even know. Who
Mr.
does the
Stats?
Vikings? Did the Vikings? Who is the Vikings starting quarterback?
Do they?
I'm
trying to think of if they got the rookie this year.
starting QB.
No.
Sam
Darnold. That is rough.
Oh.
That is rough.
Yeah, Justin Jefferson should not be that high.
Yeah,
Yikes.
I don't know. I mean, the thing is though,
I think Jamar Chase.
Justin Jefferson's the type of guy where he's
Still
gonna
finds a way to
he
get
still
it.
finds a way to get points. He still
He
finds a
does.
way to win games by himself, even as a wide receiver.
Yeah.
He's that type of player. So I don't know. I think it's really hard to bet against Justin Jefferson, especially with that gritty. I mean, but I mean, yeah, I can see with the QB issues, he's definitely not a safe pick by any means. Not a safe pick. All right, then talk about another not safe pick, Jonathan Taylor. He was the running back 1 2 years ago. Actually, I picked him. He was a rookie in his rookie year, and he was running back 1 that wasn't even close. He wasn't even close.
Yeah,
He had a
amazing
great
his
rookie
Yeah,
year.
his rookie year he was ridiculous. Then he had contract issues and didn't play for the first 4 to 6 weeks of the season, and then he started to get back into it, but they gave him split playing time with some other running back. But then by the end of the season he was doing really well again. Honestly, I think he's one of those players where I think he has the potential once again to literally be the running back 1. I think he does. The question is he in the type of team that's going to allow him to do that? And is he in the type of position where the coaches are going to let him have the ball that much? I don't know.
I feel like he is. I mean, he is really the Colts star player. You have
Yeah.
him and Michael Pittman. Who's the Colts quarterback? I mean,
Yeah. I don't know.
I feel like he's in a position to get the ball a lot, but then again, I don't. I'm not picking him.
Yeah.
That's too risky of a pick. I'm going somewhere else.
Yeah. All right, talking about another big move, Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, this was kind of crazy.
I feel like he's been really overrated the past few years, and everyone thinks he's Saquon Barkley. He's so good. I'm gonna draft him. He's really not. And I feel like you always have those overrated and underrated players, and
I feel like he misses at least 5 games every single year.
he gets injured a lot.
He does.
Moving on to another overrated. Well, so no, AJ Brown. He's gonna be good. AJ Brown's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Then moving on to somebody who's
Eagles
I think
are going to be good.
yes, Eagles are gonna be incredible. Somebody who I think is crazy overrated, Puka Nacua. He's not gonna be that good.
I just traded for him, and I traded Jamar Chase, so he better be good.
Hey, Jamar Chase.
I don't-
Well, it's
No,
a league
I
where we
think-
keep our team every year.
I
So, mean,
think
it's
I
a young
think
player
Puka,
compared to someone
I
else.
don't know. I just don't trust him. I just don't. I think people are way undervaluing Cooper Kupp.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
maybe.
Cooper Kupp is so low in the draft.
I know Cooper. I think they're undervaluing
He'd be
Cooper
a
Kupp.
steal.
I think people are undervaluing Cooper Kupp, and because of that, they put Puka Nacua so high just because he blew up. And I'm not saying that he's not good. I just think Cooper Kupp's going to do way better than people think, and Puka Nacua is going to do worse than people think. That's my take. But then again, I could be totally wrong.
My fantasy draft today, and it was late in the draft, and I was just like trying to find players for my bench spots, and there were so many steals I got. So many players who are undervalued because they're injured for the first 2 weeks. TJ Hawkinson, he was tight end number 2 last year. I think I got him in the 11th round.
What?
Because he's injured, so they put him very low. Nick Chubb, I got him in the 13th round. He's been a star, top 5 running back for the past few years. And they're undervaluing all these players because they're injured and they don't know what to expect from them. But I feel you take them as backups at least and see what they can do.
Yeah. All right, well, we'll round it off. We'll just do the top 15 here. We got Garrett Wilson, who we kind of already mentioned, but I think he's number 13 here, and I think he's going to be honestly really good. I think he could go a little higher because I think, like I said, if Aaron Rodgers stays healthy, I think he could literally be a top 5 wide receiver. If not, he's screwed. If not, he's screwed. If Aaron Rodgers is not on the team, he is screwed. Mm-hmm. Then you got Jahmyr Gibbs.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Kyron Williams should be above Puka Nacua, and then the list stays the same from there.
Yeah.
Top 15 right there.
All right. Well, yeah, I think this fantasy is gonna be fun this year. I'm really excited for our draft. I think it'll.
Wait, I got a couple simple draft questions for you guys.
Okay.
Advice for anybody watching who needs draft help.
Kicker
Obviously,
first. Those are
kicker and defense 1, 2.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely.
Obviously, you're always drafting wide receivers and running backs first couple rounds.
Yeah.
When do you start drafting a tight end? When do you take Kelsey? When do you take Andrews?
It depends who the tight end is.
Yeah.
If you're not
Kelsey
getting,
and Andrews.
If you're not getting
What? 4th or 5th round. I agree with that.
If you're not getting Travis Kelsey or Mark Andrews, at that point you just wait for a random tight end at the end.
That's a great.
That is
if you're not able to get a steal on one of those top 3 guys, after those top 3, it's a huge drop off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So after that, you kind of gotta wait till the 8th round to pick anybody like that.
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100%.
I mean, it goes the same with quarterback. I mean, you have the elite 3 with Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, and Jalen Hurts. Those are the top 3.
Yeah.
Obviously there's some that are close, but those are the main 3 quarterbacks.
So what round would you draft a quarterback?
I honestly think there's gonna be so many more good QBs this year, though.
There are. But
if I
was in the spot to pick a quarterback in the 5th round, I'd be happy with that.
Okay. If you could get Mahomes
same
or something,
thing
or Josh
in the
Allen.
4th or 5th round, but it also depends on my team. If I have a terrible team, I don't know. Do I take a quarterback, or do you just try to get another okay player?
I don't know.
This is what makes or breaks your team right here.
I know, literally.
All right.
Tough.
Final question: what round are you drafting? A kicker or defense first, and then in what round?
Defense.
You're drafting defense.
Second last round.
In round 15, you're not drafting
14 or 15, unless you're taking the number 1 defense in 14.
You're not drafting defense or kicker
15.
till final 2.
Kicker
Honestly,
in last
honestly,
round. I don't care how good the kicker was the last year. I don't care how good they're supposed to be this year. Kicker is the last round pick.
Honestly,
that is a hot
I think
take.
it
That is not a hot take.
I think it depends on what type of league you're playing, though. Because some people play with pumped up kickers and defenses. If you're playing,
Let's say standard scoring though.
Standard scoring,
honestly,
defense should be
hot
second
take,
last.
I don't even know if you need to have a defensive kicker. And I know it's a hot take, but literally, it depends on how many flex spots you play with.
You don't need them.
But realistically
when
speaking,
fantasy games are coming down to 5 points,
True.
They're what makes or breaks.
Yeah, no,
week.
I agree. But at the same time, honestly, I think every week you can probably go find a kicker and a defense that are matchup wise going to do well and do just as well as if you just have one kicker and defense.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
agree.
That's why you pick them last and second last, because I would say 50% of everything that I do, adding people, dropping people, maybe even more, is either adding a kicker or adding a defense.
Yep.
For the specific week.
Yep.
You know? I don't, and then there will be people who will pick 2 defenses.
Yeah.
No, don't do that.
I think that with the kicker, I like the strategy behind picking a kicker because you're not trying to take a kicker off the best team because they're just going to get field goal or extra point. You want a kicker from a team that has a good offense, but not
sucks in the red zone.
Yeah, exactly.
Tough in
for example, why is Justin Tucker such a good kicker in fantasy and in NFL? Because he gets so many field goal opportunities.
Yeah. And
Ravens
he can also
are a good
kick
team.
66-yard field goals.
Yeah.
That also helps.
Ravens are a good team, but they do not always push to the end zone. They're not getting touchdowns, left and right.
Yeah, they're not playing as aggressive because they know they have one of the best kickers of all time on their team.
So Justin Tucker's kicking 4 field goals a game.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you mean.
But yeah,
so that same thing there. The earliest you should be picking anyone is the 14th, 13th round at
That is crazy.
most.
In my draft today, Justin Tucker went round 8. I was freaking out.
That is-
How many spots were there?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
16.
Yeah, and it was a 10-team league.
Oh my God, that is insane.
And I was kinda mad.
Let them pick Justin Tucker in the 8th. That is crazy.
That's ridiculous.
That is crazy.
All right.
Well, last thing. If you had to pick what's your favorite team name, based off of anything, whether it's like based off of like an actual thing or based off a player name, you got anything?
I don't know if I have. Honestly,
I never used those. Like,
I
fun
honestly-
team
Come on,
names.
that's like I base my name off of a player every single year.
I do that too, but I wait until I have the players. I gotta see my
The
play-
people who name their team before they even do the draft and then just
That-
hope they get the player or like pick them way too
Yeah,
early
that's
is
crazy.
crazy. They'll name their team like something Gibbs, then pick Jameer Gibbs in like the first round. It's like insane.
Yeah.
What are you thinking, Noah?
Well, I mean, the one that comes to mind is I tried to get Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
If that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
Then my team name could be Huck Tua. You know what I mean?
Yes, dude.
Most overrated trend ever.
Caleb, if you're watching this, the Huck Tua is very funny, no matter
Oh.
what you say.
All right,
Caleb?
I miss Caleb.
From work.
It is not.
It is
funny.
hilarious, Caleb.
It was
I will send
so
you this clip. It is
overrated.
hilarious.
I will send you this clip.
Ben, can we get a Huck Tua?
That-
Dang it.
The
Alright.
Hawk Tua is overrated. Never should have been a thing.
Never should have been a
It's
thing.
hilarious.
I think she already got canceled.
She did?
She
Dude,
got
what?
canceled?
She should not have gotten
like,
this.
she was like hyped for like 1 minute, and then like a week later, like no one like liked her anymore. I don't know, there's like some like scandals going on or something.
Crazy.
It's insane.
It's unfortunate.
Social media, am I right?
Imagine pursuing a career in social media.
Yeah, literally. All right. Well, thank you all for watching episode 1 of season 2 of the One Now podcast.
You guys.
See ya. Good luck with your run. That's brutal. Yeah, I know. All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching episode 1, season 2 of the When in Doubt podcast. We're absolutely thrilled to be back. Sorry about the delay for this episode. We miss you guys. We're hoping we're going to be able to lock in and pump out the Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, the TikToks. Go follow all of our socials. Check out the Cameo, the Discord, all the other stuff. It's all in the link in the bio. And have an amazing day. And we are going to try to stay true. Saturdays, 9 a.m.'s podcast. This week was a little rough. We're starting back strong next week. But welcome to season 2. Let's clap. Happy NFL season.
All right.